This week we've talked about evacuations, when to leave, and where to go. But for those with livestock here in Southwest Louisiana, those questions are not so simple to answer. In tonight's Q&A, one viewer sent this question: how many days in advance should large animals be moved? Who should I contact to house my animals during a storm? For those answers and more about the effects hurricanes have on the livestock industry, we turn to KPLC's Haley Jefferson.
Taking a ride through Southwest Louisiana, you often see horses, cattle, and other livestock. But in the event of a hurricane, while it may be easier to evacuate your family, owners of these animals face some hurdles. What steps should be taken to ensure your livestock has proper shelter? There are a lot of moving parts to this question, and it all depends on several factors, including the size of the operation. McNeese Farm and Ranch Manager Darren Goodwin says within a week of seeing storm paths coming and paying attention to the models, you should be in contact with someone making preparations to get out.
Make sure that you have a list of phone numbers for contacts. Reach out to different agencies. We've hosted here several times for hurricanes, a station where people could come get hay and feed.
Goodwin says it can be very expensive to move a large amount of livestock for a hurricane.
However, if you're a bigger operation, you've got 50 plus 100, 200 head of cattle, it's hard to move that many, and the expense is huge to hire a trucking outfit to do that.
For some cattle ranchers here in Southwest Louisiana, the moving of livestock begins well before hurricane season. Will Beatty says they start moving cattle that's along the coastline in areas like Johnson Bayou the first week of May. The cattle are moved north of the intercoastal for higher ground in preparation for the hurricane season.
Well, if there's enough stress on us, or there's enough stress on anyone if there's a hurricane on the way, we don't need to worry about 1,500 to 2,000 head of cattle down there. So we leave just a handful at a time in the summertime. So if we do have one coming, we can get down there within a couple hours and get everything brought back home within a day at least.
For most farmers, the livestock will remain in those more elevated pastures through the season. Stephen Smith, a farmer in Beauregard Parish, says although he hasn't had to move his cattle for hurricanes, he's helped other farmers during past storms.
These animals, they got quite the instinct. Mother Nature's blessed them with, but depending on the direction of the wind, the rain coming in, they will huddle up in a certain part of the pasture.
But in the event some livestock do need out-of-state travel, Beatty says it's all based on having good friends and networking.
As soon as we have a storm coming, just about every time the news broadcast it, from across the country, people will call and offer places for us to put them, offer places for us, and if we need help. I know for the Hurricane Laura and Delta, there was a lot of help from East Texas and Central South Texas that helped us out a lot, as well as Northern Louisiana. But a lot of help from other people is what it takes.
It doesn't just stop at shelter for the livestock. Hurricanes can cause stress on the cattle, which can impact a cattle rancher's bottom line.
These cows are stressed throughout a hurricane or hurricane season. They know when something's not right. That brings our conception rates down every year, which leaves us not having a calf the next year, which gets into our pocket eventually.
Haley Jefferson, 7 News.
You can find additional evacuation advice and our other stories of staying strong on KPLCTV.com. Just click the Hurricane tab.